Good morning. Thank you for joining us for chapel today. I want to apologize for yesterday. My microphone battery was going bad, and I didn't check that until afterwards, and I hope that you were able to hear President Phil Oldham, the president of Tennessee Tech. He did a great job with their chapel program yesterday, and appreciate that message. If you didn't get to see him yesterday, I hope you'll go back and watch that. Before I get announcements, I want to thank Colton Deloach. Colton works in our IT department here, and he's the one who's made all this possible for us, and appreciate his work. And he doesn't get his name called a whole lot, but he does an outstanding job in IT, and I appreciate him and his great work. In way of our prayers, I'd like for us to remember Shania Brooks and her family in our prayers, and for mother. Also, Mary D. He became athletic director a few years ago, does a good job with our athletic department. He's an elder at the Henderson Church of Christ. He's married to Spring, who's a retired assistant principal here in Chester County, has 2 children. Erin, his daughter, who's married and has 1 child. They live here in Henderson. Erin is a teacher at the Tennessee School for the Deaf. And then also he has son Michael, who he and his wife live in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. And Michael is a medical doctor there. Mike is a good man. He's a good friend. Think a lot of him, and I appreciate him closing out our chapel this time. And I know that you're going to enjoy what he has to say. So please give your attention to Mike McCutcheon.
Good morning. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and want you to know that we definitely miss all of our students and miss all the activities on campus, but we continue to pray for every one of you and look forward to a time when we be back together. You know, sometimes in our lives, when we're traveling, we come up on detours and we have to change direction. And we end up places we didn't intend to go, we never planned to go, but here we are. And so now we have to decide how we're going to handle it, what we're going to do with it. You know, our lives have many detours, we have many setbacks in our lives. Many times unexpected things happen in our lives. And for each one of us, the question is, how are we going to handle that situation? When I think of this type of thing, I think of Joseph in the book of Genesis, the 11th son of Jacob, his favorite son because he was the son of Rachel, who was Jacob's true love. And he was his favorite, which was obvious to his brothers, and because of this, his brothers resented him and even grew to hate him. You might say Joseph at sometimes was a bit of a tattletale. He would report to his father when his brothers weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. It didn't help that Jacob made Joseph this fancy coat to wear around, which reminded the brothers once again that he was the favorite and he was special. So a lot of resentment built up. And then on top of that, Joseph had dreams. He told his brother, he told his family about, telling them that they would one day bow down to him. And of course, this even caused more resentment and more hatred. An opportunity arose, and the brothers decided that it was time to get rid of him, and they planned to kill him. But thanks to Reuben, they didn't go through with it, and they ended up selling him into slavery. And then he ended up in Egypt, in the house of Potiphar. In Potiphar's house, he could have made the decision, hey, I don't deserve to be here, and I'm just going to shut down. But he didn't do that. He decided that he was going to be the best slave, the best servant he could be. And because of that, Potiphar placed him in a high position in his house. Then Potiphar's wife, of course, tried to seduce him, and when she basically accused him of rape. And so things are going great, and now he's thrown in prison. So he's in prison, and even in prison, because of his attitude, because of the work that he does, his willingness to serve, he's elevated within the prison. At one point, he has the opportunity to interpret dreams of 2 other prisoners. One of those was restored to his original position with Pharaoh, the other was not. And he asked the one who was restored, be sure to remember me and let Pharaoh know. and he probably had hopes that he would soon be released or that the cupbearer would be able to help him. But that didn't happen for a long time until Pharaoh had some dreams that no one could interpret. And then the cupbearer remembered Joseph. They brought him in, and he was able to interpret the dreams. And through a process, Joseph actually became very powerful in Egypt. So powerful that it would even allow him one day to be reunited with his brothers. When he was reunited with his brothers, he had an opportunity. He had an opportunity to get them back. And after playing with them just a little bit, he forgave them, and they were reunited. When I think about this story, I think of someone who had a lot of things happen that they never expected to happen. A lot of opportunities to just give up and quit. But Joseph never did that.